Flashes. I mean, after all, the crew is dealing with unimagined worlds and species and customs. Like those explorers who have previously entered new worlds, Kirk finds he needs to be more culturally sensitive, in this case to the people and customs of the planet Capella 4. Kirk's main objective is to establish an alliance with its inhabitants before the Klingons do, but he makes a major mistake, which puts everyone in jeopardy. Helene is played by actress Julie Newmar. She's best known for her role as Catwoman on the vintage TV series Batman. Also, Krass, the Klingon, is portrayed by Tig Andrews, who starred as Captain Adam Greer in the 1960s television classic The Mod Squad. Although the Klingon battlecruiser made its official debut in the third season's episode, Elan of Troyes, a fill-in design was used in Friday's Child, a glowing, bright orange animated shape which looks like something taken right out of a 1930s cereal.
I think this is what Star Trek did. It reflected the best of us. And because we were interracial, and because men and women were equals, without losing their manhood and without losing their femininity, they told the stories like parables.
The Earth Federation offers one other thing, Akar. Our laws. And the highest of all our laws states that your world is yours and will always remain yours.
That humankind reaches for its highest nobility, we do not sink to our lowest base.
Their empire is made up of conquered worlds. They take what they want by arms and force.
There are those of us who will not bargain with Earthmen, Aka.
Do you say you will fight me, Mob?
Gene told the stories of everyday trials and tribulations and victories and celebrations.
We come with open hearts and hands.
A Klingon! Grant, no!
And I once accused Gene. I went into him because I was so in love with the show. With every script that came, it seemed like one was better than the other. And I said, Gene, I know what you're doing. And he looked at me with that look. And I said, you're right. You're writing morality plays. And Gene looked at me and he went, shh. How wonderful. He said, they don't know it yet. They don't know it yet. Let's keep it to ourselves.
Prepare to take us out of orbit, Mr. Sulu.
I see.
Scotty, the captain.
We have a distress call from a Federation ship under attack. That's where our...
Basically, they were morality stories, very simple. In those days of television, they didn't have the money for the sets or the special effects or all that stuff, so it was all dialogue and character interplay.
Is the new leader of the 10 tribes afraid? Let me kill him for you.
Or let the Klingon and me fight. It might amuse you.
I think the original classic Star Trek, and I'm delighted Sci-Fi Channel is doing it, bringing it back. It's very basic, and the appeal is very basic. It's very touching to people. People identify easily with the show. And that's why it's lasted, I think. No one had any idea at the time. I mean, in a way, it was, it was a Western in spacesuits.
Freighter know we were ordered into this sector?
A trap. We were diverted from the planet.
Well, I was
the helmsman the first season, and I was the helmsman the second season. But the second season, I had this nemesis of mine, Walter Koenig, playing this Russian with this Prince Valiant wig on as a navigator, sitting right next to me.
Approaching the freighter's last reported position, sir.
Sensor report, Mr. Chekhov.
Negative, sir. No debris, no residual particles, no traces.
Mr. Sulu, begin a standard search pattern. All scanners, full intensity, Mr. Chekhov.
I hated Walter Koenig. Sight unseen, I hated him with a passion. He sailed in from nowhere after I did all the lobbying, and he took my part away from me. And then I discovered that I'm sharing a dressing room with him. I walked in, and there are 2 sets of boots, 2 sets of costume in the closet. I was raging, and as I sat in that dressing room, I heard footsteps at the front door. I heard a voice saying, I hate it, I hate it. I waited for the door to open. It was Walter Koenig. And I said, well, I don't like it either. Our relationship began on that note. It turned out Walter was talking about that wig that they put on him, that silly Prince Valiant wig that they put on him. And I thought he hated the fact that he was sharing the dressing room with me.
All sweeps.
Mr. Chekhov.
Nothing.
Well, turning back, what 5 helm?
What 5, sir?
From that shared dressing room, we talked intensely for a long time and got to know a lot about each other. We both went to UCLA, and I knew his wife before he married her. She was a classmate at UCLA, and we found a lot of things in common with each other. He has a brother who was in medicine, as I did. So out of that blossomed one of the best friendships I have from Star Trek.
There's an old saying on Earth, Mr. Sulu. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
I know this saying. It was invented in Russia.
Interestingly, Friday's Child was the series' 1967 Christmas episode, complete with the theme of a mother about to give birth to a child. The classic poem states, Friday's child is full of woe, but thankfully, this one escaped that fate. This newborn child, Leonard James Akar, is destined to be Capella 4's new ruler.